Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining and welcome back. Our guest today is my really good friend Rafi Farber from the Endgame Investor. Welcome back, Rafi.
Yeah, Ivan, good to be back again.
Yeah, good to have you back on. Since the last time you've been on, there's is so much that's happening in the world, the stock market, gold and silver. But first, I wanted to start off with, well, what are your thoughts on the stock market? A lot of people are blaming Trump. They're blaming the tariffs. What do you think is the cause?
Oh yeah, this is the tariffs. This is not really a monetary phenomenon. This is an economic trade phenomenon. It has nothing to do with the money supply or anything like that. It's not a banking crisis. It's just like the tariffs that he passed against the whole world are higher than anyone suspected they would be, though they shouldn't be so surprised. I mean, somebody like Trump, he's trying to go for what he believes in. If it's right or wrong, he believes it. So he's going to do it because, I mean, they tried to kill him. So he's going to do what he thinks he needs to do. He
Right.
doesn't really care. Um, so this is, it's really, I think Thomas Sowell said this in an interview. I forgot with who it was, but it was recent. It was he was talking about the tariffs. And he said that when you make the rules, and your idea is to just try different things until something works and nobody knows what you're going to do next, then people are not going to move their money around. They're going to try to keep it safe, meaning they're going to pull out of stocks, they're going to pull out everything.
Yeah.
And now that's what they did during the Great Depression after after the Smoot-Hawley tariff was passed. That was a little bit of a different situation now that I'm thinking about it because Smoot-Hawley, that big tariff, passed in 1930, I think. That was really a protectionist goal explicitly. Like they wanted to protect American industry because their false ideas were the Depression was causing job loss, and we need to protect what jobs we have remaining. So we have to put up a tariff wall, protect industry. And
Right.
then what happened was it's very shallow, childish thinking because then all other countries raised tariffs against American industry. Of course, that's what they were going to do, and then everything got a lot worse. This is a little bit different because in this case, not that I support the tariffs. I mean, I'm ambivalent about them in a specific way that I agree with Thomas Sowell. Because in this case, it's like most of the countries already have high tariffs against the United States.
Right.
And what Trump is doing is saying, well, okay, well, I'm not going to take this anymore. I'm going to tariff you, even half as much as you tariff us. And then everyone gets freaked out about it. So in a way, you could say if Trump's goal is only short term to get people to blink and then say, okay, we'll let down the tariffs, and then he lets down the tariffs, that's fine. I mean, that's a negotiating tactic, and I
Yeah.
see the legitimacy in that. But if he's doing it as like he really believes in tariff protectionism, that tariffs will protect your industry and therefore benefit your people, which is a bunch of crap, then it's not going to work. But insofar as other countries are starting to blink, it might work, sort of. And that's why the stock market or the stocks generally are falling. But they're not falling relative to gold, and they're not even falling relative to silver. Silver has been smashed. I know that in dollar
Yeah.
terms, but relative to stocks, they've been going down pretty much the same rate. And gold has been going down about a third or a quarter as fast. And the gold to S&P 500 ratio is now nearing the 2020 highs, and it's gonna go much higher. So just to close this off, when Sol was talking about people holding on to their money, and therefore they'd pull it out of equities, they pull out of risk momentum assets and stuff like that, Nvidia, Tesla, whatever, just
Right.
pull it out, take their profits. Then the difference between then and now would be okay, so we're gonna hold on to our money because we don't want any more risk. We don't know what Trump's gonna do. We don't know how these tariffs are gonna play out. So in a deflationary scenario, they just hold on to their dollars. But in the 1930s, the dollar was gold, $35 an ounce. But now holding on to your money could mean one of two different things. It could mean holding on to your dollars, or it could mean dumping the dollars and holding on to real money because
Yeah.
we're in an inflationary zone here. So insofar as holding onto your money means holding on to gold and silver, the dollar collapses. Insofar as it means we'll hold on to dollars and see what happens, the dollar will have some energy, and it's split. There's two things going on at the same time.
Welcome to the Cayman Islands, a premier offshore jurisdiction where natural beauty meets financial stability. Here, your wealth is more than secure. It thrives in one of the most trusted and respected financial centers in the world. For over a decade, SWP has been the trusted choice for precious metal investors worldwide. Our purpose-built 6,000 square foot facility sets a new standard in precious metal storage. We are proud to be one of the only vault operators approved by the London Bullion Market Association. Beyond safeguarding your assets, we're committed to making a difference in our community by supporting local causes and events that reflect our values. As we continue to expand and innovate our services, we ensure that your wealth is safe and strategically positioned to shield you from the uncertainties that lie ahead. Strategic wealth preservation, trusted today and ready for tomorrow.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people are talking about, the recent drop in silver prices. And is that just a cause of like the overall stock market being dropped down? And what are your thoughts on there? And gold, of course, is still holding strong, compared to the drop in silver. What are your thoughts on the precious metals?
Yeah, gold has been showing pretty very impressive strength. It hasn't even gotten close to breaking 3,000, and 3,000 was like 2 weeks ago. We're like, yeah, 3,000, it's amazing. And now we're like, oh, 3,000. I can't believe gold's getting smashed. I mean, can we just pick one?
That's so true. I feel
So
like in the precious metals community, we see one drop and we're like, oh, this is not good.
yeah, well, it's like people have like investment malaria. It's like a hot cold fever. It's can you just relax and th look, it's going to be volatile, but it's going to be a lot less volatile than everything else.
Right.
In terms of silver, I can only say in broad terms what's going on because I don't understand the silver industry in terms of silver as an industrial metal. That's really not what I know about.
Right.
So I would assume that the smash in silver has to do with the rest of the commodity complex, which is also falling. If you look at the gold to commodities complex, the gold to commodities ratio, gold is rising relative to other commodities, also close to the 2020 highs.
Right.
But silver as an industrial commodity, that's how it's trading right now, which means the public has not woken up to the fact that silver is money yet. I think the gold to silver ratio is now above 100, 103 last time I checked. It's only the third time in history this has ever happened. What's 15 to 100? That's 15 times 15, 30, 40, 60, 70, 90, 105. So seven times. If gold and silver does eventually go to 15 to 1 when the public recognizes that it is money, then each ounce of silver will get you seven times more gold at the top than an
Right.
ounce of gold will today. I'm not saying go out and pile all your gold into silver, but keep stacking. If you want a very good deal on a gold to silver ratio, there's not going to be much a better deal than this.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess another question I have for you, Rafi, is what's your biggest concern right now? Like, what do you have your eye on other than everything that's going on in the world and the stock market? What do you have your eye on that's really concerning you? Is it bonds? Is it the real estate, the commercial real estate? What is it?
What's concerning me? It's not actually a market. Any market that my concern isn't that the monetary system implodes. That's my hope.
Yeah.
My my concern my concern is that the totalitarian culture that has sprouted up in Europe again, and in Canada where you live,
Yeah.
and also in the United States, but Trump seems to be fighting that in his own subpar way. He's still fighting it, not in the way that I would, but okay, I recognize that it's a fight. My concern is that the end doesn't come fast enough for the deep state to do much more damage than it already has.
Right.
So when I look at, for example, what I'm worried about is Europe taking over the effort against Russia. I mean, when Europe wants to invade Russia, they just seem to do it over and over again, even though it never ends well for them. But Napoleon did it 240 years ago. And then Germany did it and they died, and now it seems like Germany wants to do it again. I'm not saying they're about to invade, but like this whole let's get Russia and let's persecute people who want to talk.
Right.
I see Europe really falling apart, and that's really what scares me, and what solves that is the collapse of the monetary system. It's not like, okay, well the dollar falls and then all of a sudden everything's fine. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying the dollar falls and then and then all of the totalitarian plans that they're cooking up, and they're getting very far along with these things. They kind of fall away, and then you do have a period of chaos, but at least you don't have an organized totalitarian force anymore.
Hello, my fellow silver and gold stacker. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching the channel. Subscribe, please like the video, and also hit the notification bell. Keep stacking. Yeah, no, absolutely. I seen a story the other day where there was in the UK in Europe, there's this girl, she was praying in her head, and then the police came by and they arrested her, and they were like,
I think
and
I think
the,
that was in the UK, right?
yeah, I was in the UK, and it was the reasoning was she's not allowed to pray in her head. And then there was another family who spoke out online about their kid's school, about like all the, weird stuff going on with the transgenders and so on, and they arrested the parents.
Yeah. So that's really what scares me. I mean, the minute any court can make it a juridical action that you prayed in your head and therefore you deserve any kind of penalty, that's like 1984 level stuff. I mean,
Right.
they're trying to get in your head and they're taking it seriously as if they actually have an authority to do that by anybody. It-
It's crazy.
yeah. Let the dollar fall. It doesn't scare me at all compared to that.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because at the end of the day, what do you think happens if the dollar does fall and the US, let's say the US stock market collapses, another one like 2008, the banking system starts going under. Do you think they would roll out like cryptos? What do you think? How would it work out? Like, because they're never going to let go of their power, central bank. So what would happen?
They wouldn't let go of it. It's not that they would voluntarily let go of it, but the power would let go of them.
Mm,
Their power isn't the money printing power. It's that money printing sucks existing value out of the currency that they're printing. But if there is no value in it, they can't accomplish anything by printing it. So it's not that they're going to relinquish their power. They're just going to lose it.
right.
Right. And but that's the story with every empire. It's not like, let's say Nebuchadnezzar or Cyrus or Rome or the Greek Empire. It's not that they chose to collapse. It's not like, okay, well, we're going to relinquish power now because we think it's better for the world. They ran out
Right.
of resources. And so they just collapse. So the central banks, they're going to run out of resources. What is their resource? Their resource is everybody's currency, everybody's use of the currency. But if nobody uses it, they have no power, and then everything crumbles. So that's what's going to happen. Now the question is, and what we were talking about before we started the interview, is like it's starting to weigh on me. I mean, I do try, and I think I succeed in maintaining a positive look at this whole thing.
Right.
Um, and I'm pretty good at that. But, just like 2020 shocked me but didn't shock me, it shocked me in the sense of like, oh my God, this is happening. But it didn't shock me. And it was like, I should have seen that coming because, this is not going to be a candy walk in the park or something.
Right.
So but now I'm starting to see it in terms of people in my community, the weaker parts, the weaker socioeconomic people, they're starting to really buckle, and I can feel it, I can see it, and it hurts.
Wow.
And it's going to come in waves. Like they're going to be the first ones to get hurt, and then the next people that are just barely making it, and then people that have a little bit of savings. And as these circles of economic destruction get closer and closer, I'm just going to be surrounded by more desperate and desperate people. And I have to now, just like I did in 2020, I was like, okay, this is the world now. This is what we have to do. We have to organize for medical freedom or whatever it is that we wanted.
Right.
Now, okay, well, now I'm starting to see the pain. I have to really, it's no longer like a fantasy. Like, oh, Endgame's going to happen. I'm going to be rich. Blah, blah, blah. And I got rid of that fantasy in 2020, but now I have to take another layer of it. It's not like, oh, I'm going to be fine. Everyone else is going to suffer. Like, people that are going to be suffering are my friends, and I have to figure
Right.
out what the hell to do about it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because yeah, I mean, back in 2020, the issue too, for me, the big issue was all like a lot of close friends and families started to fall under that news media totalitarian, spell where they're like, oh, you gotta get the shot, you gotta get the shot. So, what happens in this next economic collapse? where you start seeing who knows what it could be because we didn't know how like it just came out of nowhere in 2020. So yeah,
Yeah.
who knows how people will react? People will go crazy on the streets. Maybe they'll be looting or riots or who knows because they can't
Yeah,
afford to get groceries,
or they could turn on me because I'm the one who's telling them to get gold and silver all this time, and then now they're looking at me and like
right?
I don't know what they're gonna do.
Right.
I'm hoping they'll be nice and I can help but I don't but you never know what people are gonna do when they're really desperate.
Oh, for sure. If people don't have funds or money to get groceries and they get real desperate, they'll probably be looting all around the world if it gets to that level once the collapse actually comes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm worried about. I'm not worried about the dollar. Let the dollar fall.
Let it fall. We'll deal with that.
Yeah.
Well, Rafi, it's such a huge pleasure having you come down to the silver and gold community and to speaking to everyone. Before you leave, though, I really would love for everyone to connect with you. I want them to go check out your YouTube channel. I want them to check out your Patreon. Can you share those for us now?
Yeah, so my YouTube channel is very simple, Rafi Farber or at Endgame Investor. You can check out the Endgame Investor on Substack, which is really my bread and butter, where I follow the plumbing situation in the deep, dark recesses of the monetary system to try to track when this thing is going to go down. Like a play by play on that, and some monetary philosophy to keep everyone centered and balanced on what money is. And my Patreon is patreon.com/endgameinvestor, where I put a more spiritual angle on what's going on, using ancient sources and what the about something like 2000, something between 1500 and 2000 year old sources
Wow.
on the monetary system and what they thought of trade back then.
Wow, yeah. So everyone watching, highly recommend to go check out Rafi. I'm going to put the links in the description below so it's easy for everyone to access. And Rafi, as always, such a huge pleasure speaking with you and you coming down here. And as the market develops and and how crazy 2025 will get, would love to have you back on.
All right, I'd love to come back on again.
Talk to you soon.